day, everyone. Welcome to Eko Learners Support for WAEC and NECO candidates. I'm here to take economics. In economics today, we'll be talking about economic system. Let's go. Our learning objectives under the topic. At the end of the lesson, students will be able to, number one, define economic system. Number two, mention types of economic system. Number three, define capitalism. Number four, state the features of capitalism. Number five, outline the merits and demerits of capitalism. Let's start with the definition. Economic system. When we talk about economic system, it can be defined as the arrangement of how means of production, distribution, and exchange of goods and services are being carried out or done in a state or nation. And when we talk about types of economic system, we have different types of economic system. Majorly, we have three. Number one, we talk about socialism. Two, capitalism. Three, mixed economic system. So we're going to take you through these three types of economic system, one after the other. We're going to start with capitalism.
Eko Learners Support, a support program of the Lagos State Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education for WAEC and NECO candidates.
What is capitalism? Capitalism is a type of economic system whereby the major means of production, distribution, and exchange of goods and services are being controlled or are being taken over by the individuals or private individuals. Now, when we talk about capitalism, it can also be called market economy, decentralized economy, monetized economy. They are all referring to the same thing which we refer to as capitalism. Don't forget, capitalist system of economy is the type of economic system whereby the means of production, distribution, and exchange is being taken over by the individuals or private individuals. So let's try to look at the features of capitalism. Number one features or characteristics of capitalism is that private ownership of means of production is allowed. Meaning, like I said in the definition, we said it's a system of economy whereby individual person is allowed to take over the economy, to take over the control, the management of the economy. Meaning, private individual ownership is allowed to take place in terms of means of production, meaning each individual can come up to produce goods and services in any economy. Number two, private ownership of property, meaning individuals are allowed to own his or her property without any intervention. Number three, profit maximization is the order of the day. The motive behind capitalism system of economy is profit oriented, meaning individuals are allowed to make profits on his or her own pace. And another one is inequality. Under the capitalism, another characteristics or feature of capitalism is that there is always a gap between the poor and the rich. We have the few ones are rich, while the majority ones are poor. So there is always a wide gap between the poor and the rich. Another one is competition. There is always keen competition in a capitalism system of economy. That is, there is healthy competition among the individuals, among the producers is allowed under the capitalism system of economy because it is everybody that are involved in the production and the distribution and exchange of goods and services in such an economy. Thereby, healthy competition is allowed among the individuals. Now let's take a look at the merits of capitalism. What are the advantages of capitalism? Number one, it encourages hard work. It encourages hard work because it is individuals that are involved in the productions of exchange and distribution of the goods. Thereby, it encourages each and every one of them to work hard in producing the best goods and services for the people in the society. It does not condone laziness. Number two, freedom of choice. Under the capitalism, there is freedom of choice of goods, employment, etc. Everybody, they have the sovereignty to choose between series of goods available at a particular period of time. It also encourages personal initiative. That is, it gives room for individuals' ideas. It gives room for individuals to bring ideas so that we can have an increased economic growth and economic development at the same time. Another one, efficient allocation and use of resources. It does not give room for wastage. The little resources available, they channel it to the proper channel. So therefore, it does not give room for wastage, and this leads to what we call economic growth and development. Another one, it raises the level of development. As a result of efficient allocation and use of resources, it increases the level of economy of the country, and at the same time, the economic growth of that particular economy. Let's take a look at the demerits of capitalism. Number one, there is mass poverty, because it is a struggle, is a survival of the fittest. That is, the poor and the rich, they want to make ends meet. The poor they are struggling to make ends meet. They want to go to the best school as well, like the rich ones. They want to get the best house. They want to get the basic needs for themselves. It is a survival of the fittest. That leads to, it's widening the gap between the rich and the poor, and it leads to what we call mass poverty. Another one, income inequality. It creates a serious gap between the rich and the poor. Number three, there is high rate of unemployment. Now, under the capitalism always gives room for the best, meaning those ones that are unskilled will not be given employment. It's only the best among them that will be given employment, and as a result of that, it gives room. It's widening the gap between the rich and the poor, and also it also affects the standard of living of the people in such an economy. Another one, there is much exploitation. What we mean by that is that the few ones that are rich are exploiting the poor ones, the majority that are poor, and as a result of that, it leads to what we call exploitation. Another one is high level of prices. Now, the major motive of capitalism is to make more profits, and as a result of making these profits, definitely they have to increase the prices of goods in the society, and by the time the price of that goods has been increased, it will increase the cost of living, and thereby the standard of living will definitely fall. So that is all about the demerits of capitalism. That will take us now to the practice question. Under the practice question, we have number one, what is an economic system? Number two, outline 4 features of capitalist economy. So before we do justice to this question, I'm going to give us just 20 seconds break. I'll be right back. Welcome. Now let's try to do justice to this question. Number one, what is an economic system? Economic system, like we rightly said, and I believe you've all tried as much as possible to lay your hands on the question so that you'll be able to get the deeper knowledge of the concepts that we are talking about. What is an economic system? Economic system, it is an arrangement of how the production, distribution, and exchange of goods and services are being controlled or managed or maintained in a particular state or nation. Number two, outline 4 features of capitalist economy. Number one, we said is give room for private ownership of production, and also we said gives room for the expansion of the economy. It also increases the economic growth and development of the country. Now that takes us to the end of this particular section. For your comments and suggestion, you can drop your comments and suggestion on our social media handles showing on the screen. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you.